Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it may be. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're staying hydrated. It is your host, Ghost, and welcome back to the Cast-ket. Now, I wanted to talk about this topic yesterday after the situation happened, but I got tired. I do a lot. If you don't know what I do, go to glitchXgrave.com for more. As I am an artist, an entertainer, and a creator, I do a plethora of things. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this one because this has levels to it. And I'm going to try my best to condense this to no more than 25 minutes. No promises, but I would like to just give you my thoughts, my raw emotions, my raw feelings when it comes to the topic of worth. Now, to give you context and a backstory, I had been dealing with a lot of complications with my car, and to give you a long story, or condense a long story short, I had to get all 4 wheels replaced. I had to save up the money for that, schedule the appointment, that way, it's very easy, very lickety-split, whatever. I went to the dealership after work yesterday, and everything was good. I was cashing out. I went to the cashier to pay the labor fee, the parts, all that kind of stuff, whatever. I was prepared for that. This is where the story starts, or the scenario starts. So as I'm cashing out, and forgive me if I'm jumbled with this situation, I'm trying to remember it each moment as it happened. This is probably why I should have did it yesterday or did the podcast yesterday, but it is what it is. So as I'm cashing out, the cashier, who was female, noticed that I had piercings, and I don't know who struck up the conversation first as far as did I say something to lead into them noticing or talking about my piercings or whatnot? You know what it was? It was my nail polish. So I painted my nails recently, and just to do something different and see if I like it, and I do. I might make it a regular thing, but we were talking about my nail polish, and I responded saying that I kind of messed up just because I was doing a lot of stuff, so they could look better, but they're not. And I could tell that they didn't really care about that. They just noticed that I am a black man with nail polish, so I'm not sure if they assumed that I was homosexual. For me, I don't care. I just wanted to paint my nails just because they're cool. It's that simple for me. If I like it, I'm gonna do it. But we got on to the next topic, which was piercings, and she was telling me about piercings that she wanted to do, but she was not 100% on it, or she didn't know if she wanted to do it because of the pain. My initial or my immediate response to that was, is this something that you want to do, as an individual? If you want to do it, then do it. Why not? And I tell people IRL this all the time. If there's something that you want to do, why not pull the trigger? Just do it now. And then if you don't like it, you can take them out, or who knows, this might spark some interest for you for more piercings, just like how it was for me. I got 1 tattoo, and 10 more tattoos later, I have all these tattoos and more in the near future. And the same thing with piercings. I haven't had piercings up until the pandemic because I was nervous. I didn't know if I liked them or wanted them on me. After getting my ears pierced, 8 more piercings later, we're up until this point. So you just never know until you pull that trigger and just go, No outside influence, no what about the pain? It's going to be painful. It's a piercing on your body, or the tattoo on your body. It's going to hurt to some capacity, but you're going to love yourself and appreciate you more, and you're going to find out more about yourself when you do things to that nature. Circling back to the story. So I was asking this question, do you want to get this piercing? And things of that nature. And she was very hesitant. She really didn't give me a 100% answer to that. And in my head, I'm trying to understand, okay, what's holding you back from it? Maybe I could say something to spark that interest for you to do it. Because why not? You have one life, you have one body, it is your choice. Hopefully I could say something to persuade you to do it. If not, I don't care. I'm going home whether you do it or not. But I would like to, I'm a seed planter in the sense of do what's conducive to you. Do what's conducive to your fun. Do what's conducive to your interests. What would your inner child think of you with piercings and tattoos and whatnot, or colored hair, or different style of fashion, or different style of dress? Do you think they would be excited for you? Would they be ecstatic? Would young you in front of you, physically, right? If they look at you, would their eyes gleam and be like, wow, without them even knowing that is you in the future, or them in the future, would they be like, wow, that person's amazing. They look so cool. I wonder who they are. And they don't even know that that's you. You know what I mean? If you want to make your younger self proud, do it. Why not? Circling back to the story yet again. So the cashier at this point, out of nowhere, I think they just wanted someone to listen to their story, maybe, or they just wanted to talk. I don't know. I'm just listening. Being a good listener, because a lot of people should listen more and stop talking as much. I want to emphasize on listening more than to just talk. Everybody talks all the time. Even more so with social media now. People just talk. And a lot of people need to shut the fuck up and just listen. So I'm being a good listener. Not because I'm forced to do this. I just like to listen too. I like to soak up information that I might not be aware of. I'm by myself 99% of the time, like weekly, right? So when I'm out and about, or there's another human in front of me, I would like to get to know, what are you thinking about? What do you think about? What are you about? Tell me about yourself. This is intriguing. I want to be sociable and be I just took away some information that me just being confined into my home, I wouldn't have thought about. So now my intrigue gland is going about with certain situations. You know what I mean? So we can all learn from one another, but we can't learn from one another if we don't do a good balance of talking and listening. Don't talk so much. And also don't listen so much either. Talk and get your perspectives out there, your opinions out there, but bounce them off one another, volley off of one another. You know what I mean? Versus just talking, or not talking enough. Circling back to the story. So they were talking about their relationship. I think they were talking about that because I sparked the question, is this something, as far as getting this piercing, is this something that you want to do? And the hesitation because they don't know if their partner would, I feel like they weren't 100% on it, but their partner wanted them to get the piercing. Basically, it was a nipple piercing, right? And I'm all for whatever piercing, listen, your body, your choice, just like my body, my choice. If you want to do it, do it. But don't do it because someone else is influencing you, or someone else is pressuring you, or making it seem like you are less of a person if you don't comply to their standards. What about your standards? Right? So they were talking about, basically they were saying their partner would want them to get the piercing more than themselves individually getting the piercing without a partner involved. And I'm like, I see where this is coming from, right? I see where this is going. I see where this is coming from. I am so sorry. I am not properly hydrated, so I'm kind of stumbling over my words, and I'm looking around in my room a lot. That kind of coincides with my ADHD, so I do apologize if I'm slurring my words, or however long ago I was just slurring my words in this podcast. So, going back to topic at hand. Mind you, I didn't ask what their age was, because I feel like age does play a huge factor in a scenario like this. Mind you, I am 33, but I feel like I've lived multiple lives already, and I think older than I actually physically am. It's a blessing and a curse. A lot of blessings. There are some curses to it. But anyway, so I'm already assuming, because they looked young, I'm assuming they're probably in their mid-20s, and they're probably with the whole young love situation. I don't even know the age of their partner, and I don't even know the situation. So of course, I'm not going to judge off front. I'm going to collect whatever information that is being told to me and then make some sort of conclusion from there. So I'm listening and I'm gathering information. I'm like, okay, like what's going on? Like, because at this point, I'm in the mode of, what could I do to influence a better outcome for you to be you? Because I am 100% for everyone being themselves nowadays. Stop being afraid of being yourself. Know your worth. And there is the topic right there. There's the theme of this whole podcast right now. Or as far as this episode. So do things that make it worthwhile for you as an individual. Take out all the outside influences. What do you want to do? What do you want to be? What do you want to think about? What are the goals and dreams that you want to do? How do you want to see yourself? Whatever answers come from those questions, do them. Without question. Unapologetically do them, right? And take it from there. So as she's telling me more information about her relationship, it like boggles my mind, and I feel sorry for them and other people in this situation. But I do understand. She was telling me that her partner was in their 40s and he has a wife already and children already. And she's telling me this with kind of like a smile, kind of like a hee hee ha ha, I'm like a hopeless romantic kind of thing. And I'm like, just nodding my head, listening to what they're saying, but I'm like, you poor thing. Like, you are in a situation that I feel like you're nervous to get out of, but who am I to be like, you know, you should get out of that. I don't know your situation. I don't know where you came from. I don't know who this person is to you, but again, I'm still in the mode of wait for the right time in this situation, in the dealership of all places, to drop the bomb of what seed can I plant in your head before I leave and go home and never see you again, most likely, of get the fuck out of your situation, because your worth, you have to know, is so much more than this current situation that you are placed in. You are literally settling for bullshit. And you kind of chuckling, giggling, and laughing, to me, a stranger, about it is concerning. So she told me that she was like, I think 25 or 26, and I'm like, in my head, not visibly, but I'm like, oh, you poor baby. You poor baby. There is so much life. And you know what? Now thinking about it, I audibly told them this. You have so much life and so much grand potential and grand things for yourself, for you to settle with a 40-year-old man who already has a wife, that you just told me, a stranger, that you are basically the side piece, because the wife is in the hospital. And he texts you as the wife was in the hospital, yeah, it's cool for you to come over. And he's a drug addict, and he's an alcoholic, has records on him, but you quote unquote love him. And I did ask the question, how long have y'all been together? And she said 6 months. And I'm rolling my eyes so hard in my head. Because ladies, I get it. You want someone to care for you, especially when you're young too. You want someone to care for you. You want someone to love on you, love with you, be appreciated. And you figure that older men would have the mind frame and the mindset to give that to you. It's somewhat like a father figure, right? But man, that's such trash. That's such trash for you to settle for such bullshit like that. A married man with kids, with records that really don't prioritize you to the highest caliber, and you settle it because this is your perception of love. And I feel for y'all. It's such shit. Men, you have to do better. People, you have to do better. But let's be real right now for this podcast, because man, I can go on a whole different podcast or a whole different tangent, and it will be a whole hour long talking about the mishaps of men. But there is some see, I'm already talking about the tangent. There is miscommunication with that, but hey, that's a different topic for a different time. I'm focusing on the topic at hand, which is worth. I'm really trying to instill, you have so much worth in you, stranger, girl. Like, listen to what you're telling me, a stranger, that you have been with this person for 6 months, but you love him, you love on him, but he is not prioritizing you how you should be prioritizing. And I understand young love, it happens, but not with a 40-year-old man who it has already made his bed. You know what I mean? Like, he's married. He makes decisions that, you know, he has a record for a DUI, drug abuse, has kids that he lost custody to. Like, come on now, you're telling a stranger this, how come this is not registering in your brain? But again, I'm not like hounding on this person. These are thoughts that I'm having to myself. In my mind, I'm like, okay, this is a severe situation. But because I can't be in this dealership all day, right? Because I have to go home. I got to be traffic. I have my own life to attend to because I have my worth. But at the same time, I feel like this was a call to action. Like, what could I do real quick to give them an impression of I am more worthy than this man or this relationship or the scenario that I'm in? To try to plant that seed and to be like, to have her go home and thinking about herself and her needs and her wants, and if she needs to end this relationship or not, which I hope she does. But I feel like I have to be like some sort of messenger, some sort of, you know, a farmer, a seed planter, if you will, you know, because man, this is tragic. This is tragic. If I could instill some sort of positive outcome for this stranger that I just met, that is literally just a cashier, I'm gonna take that advantage. I'm gonna take that opportunity, because I feel like this needs to be talked about more. Your worth, your self-worth. You have to know what you want out of life. How do you perceive yourself? How do you validate yourself? A lot of the times, and I see my time right now, raw material wise, this is a little bit, 18 minutes and 30 seconds? This might get trimmed down to just a little bit. But we are living in an age of extreme social media presence, right? Your life has to coincide with your presence on social media. If you're not being consistent enough, if you're not being present enough, no one's gonna notice you. You're not gonna be known. You're not gonna be famous. You're not gonna be worth a damn. And I've been around social media long enough to where I'm trying to retract from it. I'm trying to get rid of it. If there's a new social media thing that comes out, I don't have the interest. I don't have the intrigue to be like, I need to be on top of that. Like, I want to say a good 65 to 70% of me having the social media that I have is for branding. I just have it just so I can have it, or I have it because I don't want someone else to nab my name for whatever weird reason. And you'd be surprised. People will just grab a name if it's like worth something just to take it, even though they have nothing to do with it. And you know how hard it is to get your handle to coincide with everything that you do and all that kind of nature. Just people are weirder. But you have to know your worth to know that when social media is not a factor, When that outside thing is not a factor, when people that you think or you deem important, if they're not in the picture, if it's just you in a room by yourself, how do you perceive yourself? What do you think about yourself? Is it bad? Is it good? Are you introspective enough to be like, I want better for myself. I don't want to be a piece of shit. I don't want to be worthless. I don't want to be looked upon as not good enough, or not strong enough, or not attractive enough, or not creative enough, or not whatever. Insert response here. Take all of that shit, throw it out the window, bare bones and all. What do you think about yourself? Do you like you? If not, why? It's okay, and it's fine too. Let's start the groundwork with you loving yourself, because you can. You can. And I'm saying this as if I know it all. I do not. I'm still learning about myself till this day. Nothing is perfect. But you start appreciating yourself more and more and more and more when you develop a good habit, right? And what is a good habit? A good habit is starting, trying, fucking up, trying again, fucking up, trying it again in a different way, fucking up, trying again. It's a never-ending cycle, but the journey is the result. The journey is going to tell you, you know what? I am worth a shit. I am worth a fuck. I know what I bring to the table. I know what I bring to my table by myself, let alone someone else's table. I know what I mean in this world. I know what I want to do. I know that I am not perfect. I know that I fucked up in the past. I know that I'm fucking up right now. But my intention is to become better than I was before. That when someone comes up to me, they're gonna know that my aura and my presence is huge. It's huge. It's who I am. And if it doesn't work for them, then I am not for them. I had said a quote, I think late last night. It randomly hit me, and it was like a wow. I feel like other people should hear this as well. Give me a second as I look this up. Right? I had said, I may not have been made for you, but I am made for me. I feel like that's so empowering. I may have not been made for you, but I have been made for me. Flaws and all, perfection and all. I am worth a shit to myself. And when you care about yourself so much and you think of yourself so highly, all that other bullshit, the people that deemed you worthless, deemed you not good enough, deemed you not worth a damn, one, they're gonna try to still diminish you. They're gonna try to devalue you in any way that they can. Verbal abuse, physical abuse, whatever. But that's when you have to know to get the fuck out. Because you know your worth. Somebody out there in the world appreciates you even at your lowest. Those are the people that want to grow with you, that want to love on you, water on you, and work on themselves at the same time. That's something special. Don't that seem magical? Don't that seem cool? That seem like the stuff that dreams are made of? Who's to say that you can't have that? Get rid of this bullshit. You don't want to be treated like a side piece? You want to be treated like the main course and the only meal that someone's gonna have? Then carry yourself as such. Tell yourself that first. Convince yourself that you are God tier, that you are elegance, that you are grace, that you are on queen shit, that you're on king shit, that you are on royal shit, that you're sparkly, that you're strong, that you're gentle, but you can fuck somebody up. And these are just examples. Know your worth. It starts with you. And again, I'm saying as if I know this. I am not a therapist. I am not licensed. I'm just a regular person that just happens to try to change and try to grow and try to help others along the way as I am helping myself. Because we can all learn from one another. I feel like this needs to be talked about, and I'm just doing my part and trying to help somebody that desperately needs to hear this. Because I would have loved to hear this as I'm going through my changes, as I'm going through living this thing that's called life. Because in the grand scheme of things, to bring it home and to really make it simple, all of us, every single one of us, whether you are male, female, gay, trans, non-binary, non-species, interstellar, white, black, Asian, purple, whatever, everything, we are all living on this rock. This rock that is floating in space, and we're just trying to live this thing called life on an individual level. And everything else will happen the way that it happens. So take all of that other shit, the things that we do get brainwashed and we get influenced upon, like social media, media in general, comparing ourselves and belittling ourselves, not holding ourselves to the highest standards just on an individual level. Throw all that shit out the window, place yourself in a room by yourself, close your eyes, and analyze what you think about. Are you happy with yourself? It's okay that you don't. Some days, even till this moment, I think maybe sometime this week, I was not happy with myself. And that's okay. That's valid. Just given like what we've been influenced to. Social norms, body image, mind image, and mental illness and physical abuse and everything under the sun. Silence those for a few seconds and ask yourself, what do I think of me? What do I like about myself? Practice that. Think about all the cool, amazing, beautiful things that you give to people. But give them to yourself too. Put yourself first. It is not deemed selfish. The greatest thing that anyone can do in their individual life is be themselves 100% unapologetically. If someone doesn't like you, oh well. You know why? Because there are several billion people in the world. Someone outside of you will appreciate you and love you in your rawest form. And if they don't, oh well. You like you. Someone else is gonna like you too. Someone else is gonna appreciate you a lot more than a piece of shit that you thought you loved and you thought, cared about you, but it was really bullshit. And that's okay. We live and we learn. That's the process and that's the journey of life to a lot of us. But appreciate yourself more. Pick up that crown, pick up that tiara, pick up your scepter, get back to your fucking throne and rock that. You are worth everything. You are worthy of everything great and everything magical, everything beautiful. But it will only start and continue to do so when you treat yourself as such. It ain't gonna be easy. But I'm telling you right now, pun intended, it will be worth it. I hope these words I hope these words influence you. If they didn't, that's okay. Maybe this podcast is not worth for you. What? It's not working for you. Maybe it's not for you. That's what I meant to say. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling powerful. I'm gonna treat myself to something. I hope you guys stay hydrated and you treat yourself with kindness. You treat yourself with love. You hold yourself accountable, but you are gentle with yourself. In a world that is fucking harsh by the day, Chief. Know your worth and carry it as such. I love you guys. Be safe. Be great. No matter how much it hurts to move forward, keep that PMA. Check out glitchxgrave.com for more. I'm going to see you guys at a different time.